One of the biggest challenges in AI fact checking is this. How do you make sure the source you're using isn't just the original article quoting itself? When I ran the AI fact checking on a McKinsey article that I was looking at, I noticed something strange. The fact checking agent was referring to itself, self-referencing over and over again. You could see it in multiple examples. A claim was made and the supposed supporting evidence came straight from the original source. But what you actually want from a fact-checking agent is independent corroboration, separate, verifiable evidence that supports a claim, not something that just loops back on its own source. Now, this becomes really tricky when you consider that much of the internet references itself. So even if you avoid McKinsey directly, let's say, as in my example, you might end up pulling from another site that is quoting McKinsey anyway. I've been working on a solution to this, and I'd love to show you what I've implemented at a high level. Let's start by looking at how the fact checker used to work. In the old setup, the agent, while fact checking a document, had no understanding of its own source, no awareness of its provenance. So when I ran the fact check on McKinsey AI's research, the agent was simply referencing the same paper or other McKinsey linked content. That created a misleadingly high score because the number of supported cases was inflated by self-referencing. But with a few simple tweaks to the prompt, we can solve this elegantly, especially when we combine it with the agentic search capabilities built into OpenAI's Responses API. For those of you who don't know, the OpenAI API now supports agentic web search, meaning it can reason through complex tasks that require grounding from the public internet, not just answer direct questions. That's a major leap. Only a year ago, you'd have had to build that scaffolding yourself. And believe me, it was painful. I've got several videos where I tried and failed to do exactly that. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Let me walk you through what this new prompt actually does and why it's such a big deal. Without source provenance, an AI fact checker will just look for matching words online. It will find the same sentence repeated on 20 sites and go, see, it's true. But that's not truth. That's just an echo. This new prompt breaks that cycle by injecting provenance awareness directly into the process. It starts with the original source, in this case, the McKinsey article, and tells the model explicitly, this is where the claim came from. Now treat anything on this domain or its mirrors as non-independent. So when the AI agent searches the web, it's not allowed to count McKinsey or any site that's just republishing their text as evidence. It filters them out and even lists them as excluded sources with reasons like same domain, derivative, or quotes the original. That forces the model to hunt for independent corroboration. For example, one claim said McKinsey weighted their survey data by each nation's share of global GDP. The model searched academic papers, other consultancies, and global data sources and found no independent evidence, confirming that weighting method. Now, obviously, there wouldn't be independent evidence for this because this is an action that McKinsey took themselves. But the point still stands. Instead of faking confidence, it returned insufficient independent corroboration. It still recognized the claim existed with a high confidence score, but it told us that no one outside McKinsey had verified it. That's what makes this approach genuinely trustworthy. It's not trying to prove things, it's showing you where the proof stops. It respects provenance, exposes dependency chains, and teaches you to ask who's actually verifying this and who's just repeating it. And when we apply this tweak, the results speak for themselves. The overall fact check score drops because the agent now includes a new category, needs independent corroboration. That ensures we properly distinguish between original claims and mirror claims. As AI-generated content continues to flood the internet, we're going to need far more of these systems to preserve the integrity of written content. And if you're producing content professionally through journalism, technical writing, teaching materials, consulting, chances are you're already using generative AI somewhere in your workflow. That's why tools like this matter. The fact checker is linked in the description below. Go check it out.